quick note before the video starts. This video was made possible by my dad and my sister. My dad taught me how to do this entire recipe, as well as my grandmother gave me some tips as well. So I learned some life skills from my dad, and my sister helped a lot along the way. This is a school project for 2 clocks, I believe. So I will be receiving 2 clocks for this activity. Thank you, and please have fun while watching this video because honestly, it's just insane. Hi, I'm Caleb, and today I'm going to be doing the life skills exercise. So I'm going to be making a special type of pancake called soufflé pancake, which basically is a recipe that I was taught. And basically it is a really fluffy pancake that incorporates meringue to make it thick. So basically I already have a pan set up over there, and what I'm gonna do is, don't mind the background noises, I have family going around and stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to separate the eggs with yolks and whites, and I'm going to put the whites in the freezer for about 10 minutes so that they set up. And then in the meantime, I will make my little mixture that I'll blend with the meringue later. So I'm gonna do that, and I will see you when that is done separating. All right, so now that I have the egg whites and yolks separated, I'm gonna put these in the freezer, and we're gonna start working with the egg yolks. All right, so with these egg whites, we're going to add our milk, which is 3 tablespoons. And we are also going to add a ½ teaspoon of vanilla. We'll be right back. All right, so now we're going to take our ½ teaspoon of vanilla and actually do it right this time. We're gonna add a little more because I don't know. Why not? You know, vanilla's good. Too much is bad, but this is not too much. Okay. And then we are just going to grab a whisk and just smash these yolks and then mix it up. And once this is done mixing, we will add in our flour and baking powder mixture to this part, and then after that we'll do our meringue. So this is, I'd say, pretty well combined, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is set this off to the side and sift in our flour and baking powder mixture. But we just sift that in to make sure that there are no lumps in our pancakes, as we want them to be nice and fluffy and smooth. So once we finish sifting this in, it'll be a nice smooth batter. This is sifted all nice. So I'm just gonna take this and we are going to combine this. Now this is going to be really sticky and thick because we're going to be adding the meringue, which is going to lighten it up, and it needs to have a really almost solid base to be the right consistency to be able to stand up, because these are supposed to have a lot of structure so that they can stay tall without falling and becoming flat. So I'm just gonna add these, just incorporate these together until you can't really see any grains, and then we'll move on to whipping the egg whites, which is a very interesting process as they are really prone to falling. So I'm going to, oh, this is really stretchy. It's really stretchy. So I'm just gonna pound that out and put it aside. And we're going to bring out the egg whites and start whipping. I'm also gonna add some cinnamon to the yolk mixture as I want a little more flavor. So yeah, I'm just gonna add that, and then we'll get on to whipping our chilled egg whites. So I have my hand mixer here. I'm going to whip these up and add sugar gradually so that they form nice and stiff peaks. As you can see, they're starting to become really foamy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of that sugar, so we still have quite a bit left. And then I'm going to continue blending this up until it gets even more structure, and I'm going to continue adding sugar. There's some actual indentations from the mixer, and they're starting to hold their shape. So I'm going to continue adding a little more sugar. little more. And then whip up some more. All right, so now that this is nice and whipped, I should be able to hold it over my head. Is that it falling? Yeah, it's good. All right, so I have our sticky yolk mixture right here. And what I need to do next, meringue here, and I'm going to actually take out this whisk. We are not going to be using a whisk to combine these because that will make the meringue deflate easily. So I'm going to be using a spatula to combine all of these ingredients so that we get a really nice, fluffy and stiff batter that can stack and be really just tall so that we can have really tall and fluffy pancakes. So I am going to put this whisk in the sink and let it soak so it gets all the stuff off of it, and I will start combining the meringue and the mixture. I'm going to take a scoop of these delicious bouncy meringue egg whites, and I'm just going to start folding them to where the meringue does not deflate, and I can get this nice and smooth and fluffy batter. So basically this is a technique that I was taught, and it's a really nice and fluffy and good tasting pancake, and I really recommend it. And I will put the recipe down in the description for anybody who wants it. But so yeah, I'll put the recipe down in the description so it can be replicated. So we're just gonna add some more of that egg white and keep folding until combined. Look at this. It's holding its shape, and that's what we want because it needs to stack high so that it creates, again, a really fluffy and tall pancake. So I'm gonna head over to the stove and I'm going to heat up the pan and everything, and we will see you there. So I'm going to grease up the pan with a lot of oil because we don't want any sticky pancakes that fall apart because these are really delicate. This is not going to be a disgusting mangled pancake, so we're going to grease this up a lot. So this is really oily. This is really oily. So now that it's glistening, I'm going to add a few dollops of this batter. Oh, a little spilling, but that's okay. I'm just gonna keep scooping this until it is as tall as we want it, and then it will be all good. So I was toying with the idea of using a mold per se, but I couldn't find one that was the appropriate size, and I felt that it just wasn't a good idea. So I'm only going to do one at a time as this is a small pan. So I'm going to add a little bit of water, and this just helps it steam quickly. So that's bubbling. We're just going to leave that to steam for a while, and I will come back with the results. All right, so now that that is kind of stiff, I'm going to add a little more so that it gets a little more height, I guess, because I want it to be really nice and tall and fluffy. So I'm just going to add a little more. Then I'm going to add the slightest bit more of water, and then we are going to close that back up, and then I'll come back when we flip it. So I hope that you are looking forward to it. All right, so this looks really good. So I'm going to pick this up and flip it. All right, so now that that is good, I'm going to leave this in here with a little more water. And then we are just going to go for another about not even 2 minutes and just let that steam a little more, and then we're gonna stop. All right, I'd say that this is done. So I'm going to just check one more time to make sure that it is done. It's by flipping it. All right, yes, that looks really done. I'm gonna tap the sides, and if it comes off of my finger, then it's not done. However, all the sides are not coming off. So we have a souffle pancake. I'm going to give this to my family, and we're going to see how much they like it. Here, taste testing is my sister, and she's going to try it. Now, they fall really easily, so that's why you gotta eat it like right after it comes out. So it's cooked, right?
Not
Do you
good.
like it? Really? Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna make the rest of them and then we're all gonna just dig into the pancakes. I made some sausages as well, and I have some chocolate milk. But yeah, I have these done. Yeah, so I have these here, and I'm gonna eat them a lot. I don't know. They are really good, according to my cameraman, Taylor.
I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Never call me a man.
I'm not.
I will hunt.
I would also like to thank my dad for helping me out. He doesn't want to be on camera or anything, but just thank you, Dad.
You're welcome.
He helped me just do everything I needed to do and just taught me how to do things along the way, which is what we needed to do. So I learned some life skills with my dad and my sister.
Yep. That's right.